Hi there, my name is Darren Chern. I'm a lead tutor here at UNT's Learning Center. Today I want to talk to you about triads. I'm going to cover qualities, Roman numerals, inversions, and ways to write them. Let's dive in. There are 4 qualities of triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. These triads are named based on the intervals that are created with the notes in the chord. The first type of triad is a major triad. Major triads are created by a major third, or 4 half steps away from the root of the chord, along with a perfect fifth, or 7 half steps away from the root. Here we have an FAC chord. C is a perfect fifth away from F, and A is a major third from F. Another way you can think about it is a major third plus a minor third, which is only 3 half steps away. With this E major chord, we have a G sharp, which is a major third away from E, and we also have a B, which is a minor third above G sharp. Minor chords, on the other hand, are built slightly different. Now, instead of 4 half steps away, a minor third is created using 3 half steps. Similar to a major third, there is still a perfect fifth interval from the root. You can also think of this chord as a minor third plus a major third stacked on top. Augmented triads are built by using a major third and an augmented or raised fifth. Or you can think of it as stacking 2 major thirds on top of each other. Either way, the fifth of the chord has been raised to create an augmented triad. Diminished triads are built by a minor third and a diminished or lowered fifth. Or you can think of it as stacking 2 minor chords on top of each other. Diminished chords involve the lowering of the fifth of the chord versus augmented chords, which involve the raising of the fifth. Now that we have seen the types of qualities of triads, let's apply them to major and minor key signatures. Generally, if a triad is built on a specific scale degree in a major key, they are the same quality for all major scales due to the fact that all major scales have the same succession of intervals. When analyzing the quality of chords, we use upper or lowercase Roman numerals. Major chords are uppercase and minor chords are lowercase. In a major key, a triad built on the first scale degree is major because it almost always contains a major third and a perfect fifth. A triad built on the second scale degree is usually minor because there is a minor third and a perfect fifth. Something to take note of is that in order to help maintain smooth voice leading, a 2 chord is normally in first inversion, so it would be a minor 2, 6. A triad built on the third scale degree is also minor. The fourth scale degree, major. The fifth scale degree, major. The sixth scale degree is minor. The seventh scale degree is diminished due to the fact that there is a minor third and a diminished fifth, and this also occurs usually in first inversion. Now you have seen all the diatonic triads for major keys. Now we will do the Roman numeral qualities for minor keys. In a minor key, a triad built on the first scale degree is minor. A triad built on the second scale degree is diminished and will generally be in first inversion. A triad built on the third scale degree is major. The fourth scale degree minor. The fifth scale degree is major if there's a leading tone, or raised seventh scale degree, or sometimes can be seen as minor if there's a subtonic instead. This change in note can be seen depending on the use of natural or harmonic minor. The sixth scale degree is major. The seventh scale degree is diminished if there's a leading tone, but major if there's a subtonic and stays in first inversion. Now we're going to go more in depth into inversions. Inversions refer to what note is in the bass in relation to what the root of the chord is. A root position chord is read in the figured bass as nothing, or 5/3. The 5/3 refers to the intervals above the bass. A root position chord has the root in the bass. If we take the F major triad, that means the F would be in the bass, and the notes of the chord would exist at a third and a fifth above the bass. Those notes would be A, a third, and C, a fifth. A first inversion chord means that the third of the chord will be in the bass. The inversion is written in the figured bass as 6/3, or simply 6. This means that the rest of the chord exists at a third and a sixth above the bass. If we look at the F major again, now we have an A in the bass, a third above A is C, and a sixth above A is F. We have the same notes in quality, but now the note in the bass is an A. A second inversion chord means that now the fifth of the chord will be in the bass. Second inversions are written as 6/4. According to the figured bass, this means that the rest of the notes will exist at a fourth and a sixth above the bass. For an F major triad, that would mean that we have a C in the bass, a fourth above C is F, and a sixth above C is A. These notes fill out the rest of the F major triad. Ways to write triads. When starting your part writing, there are two ways to present your voicing. These are called open and closed position. When talking about open versus closed positions, we are referring to the position of the top three voices, the soprano, alto, and tenor. In open position, the notes are spaced out. This happens because of how you form the chord. When using open voicing, you will choose a note in the triad for your tenor, then you will skip the next note in the order of thirds and choose the next note for your alto. Then the same thing from alto to soprano. You're choosing every other note in the chord and then placing it in a different voice. If we start with C in the tenor, the note skipped would be an E and the next note would be G. You would then skip C and the next note placed would be an E. In closed position, the voices are closer together. Now, when you look at the notes of triad, instead of skipping a note, you will place each one in order. Starting with the tenor, you will choose part of that chord, then place the next two in order in the alto and soprano. We start with a C in the tenor, then go to an E in the alto, and then to a G in the soprano. As you can see, the voices now seem much closer together, even though they are the same chord. We learned a lot of different things today, so here's a quick summary of what we covered. Qualities. Recall there are four primary types of triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. Major and minor triads both have a perfect fifth, but a major and a minor third that distinguish them. Augmented chords have a major third and an augmented fifth. Diminished chords have a minor third and a diminished fifth. Roman numerals. Roman numerals are determined by the quality of the triads built on that specific scale degree. Each major and minor key follows the same pattern due to the use of the same intervallic structure. If you ever are unsure of the Roman numeral for a specific scale degree, build a triad on that note and use the key signature provided and analyze the intervals. Inversions. For triads, there are three positions a chord can potentially be in. Root position with nothing written, or 5/3 in the bass, and is where the root of the chord is also in the bass. First inversion is written as a 6 in the figured bass, and is where the third of the chord is in the bass. Second inversion is written as 6/4, is when the fifth of the chord is in the bass. Ways to write triads. In terms of spacing, there are two primary types of voicing when doing soprano, alto, tenor, and bass part writing. There's an open position, which is when the voices are more spaced out due to the soprano, alto, and tenor using every other note in the chord. Closed position forces the voices to be closer together because each note in the chord is used in the order in soprano, alto, tenor. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you get a better idea of triads. Feel free to check out some of our other resources here at the Learning Center located in Sage Hall, room 170.